This is Peter Stephen reporting in for my James Cameron reviews. This is my third review. Today we're gonna talk about aliens. Game over, man! Game over! Did you know that James Cameron's first short movie is called Xenogenesis? You can find it on YouTube. I'll post a link down below so you can watch it. It's only about 9 to 10 minutes long, so don't worry, it won't waste your time. The final confrontation of this short film is extremely similar to the climax of Aliens. You can see the similarities clearly. But what's the plot about? The planet from the first Alien movies was colonized, but they suddenly lost all contact with it. So the government decides to send in some colonial marines along with Ripley to investigate, search and destroy any threat. So let's talk about the characters. So we have Sigourney Weaver, who plays Ripley. She just woke up after a 57-year sleep. Ripley is constantly having nightmares about aliens, and who wouldn't? Look at that. Ripley is an action icon. When you think about a strong female protagonist, you think about Ellen Ripley automatically. But not only because she holds a flamethrower and deals with the aliens in a badass way, but she's also very sensitive, intelligent, smart and collected. That makes her very appealing and relatable. Carrie Henn plays the little girl called Newt. She lost her parents thanks to those aliens. Ripley finds her and takes her under her wing. This is a very terrifying movie for an 8-year-old child, and she pulled it off fantastically well. Paul Reiser plays the cool and collected suit of this movie. You should know that in 80s movies, you should never trust government men or businessmen. And we have our badass colonial marines who will serve as lunch for the aliens, no doubt about it. We need some deaths, come on. Bill Paxton plays Hudson. You can actually see Bill Paxton in Terminator. He has a small cameo. Look at that hair. He's the most awesome character ever. He's completely over the top, don't get me wrong, but he has such great lines, such quotable lines like, "Why don't you put her in charge?" The charismatic Michael Biehn is back and plays the natural leader of this group. Michael Biehn was actually called in to replace James Remar, who got busted using drugs. I'm ready, James. Where are those aliens? Where are those aliens? There are many more colonial marines and they all look awesome and they all have their unique personality and work really well together. James Cameron let them actually customize their equipment, like their guns and their suits and stuff like that. And finally we have our Lance Henriksen, who plays the android, and Lance is always awesome. He's awesome. So James Cameron wrote the script on Aliens and his wife Gail Ann Hurd produced it. They had $18 million to make the movie, which was quite a lot of money at that time. But the only problem they had was time. They had a really tight schedule, which created a lot of tension on set. And to be fair, James Cameron is not known to be an easy person to work with. And when you know he's had 4 wives, it tells you a lot about his personality. What I absolutely love about this movie is that it's not a simple rehash or a reboot of the original Alien movie from Ridley Scott. The original Alien movie was a monster movie, a solitary, a dreadful and terrifying movie. James Cameron was smart enough with the sequel to take some elements from the first movie, what really worked, the lore, etc., and enhance them by 1,000. The set designs and the special effects are absolutely amazing. This is a real war movie and clearly inspired by Vietnam. Everything's so real, tangible and grand in scope. They don't show the aliens that much. They're all practical, they're all people in suits, etc. and puppets. They use a lot of fog effects, a lot of lighting effects that makes it very effective and very scary and terrifying. Ripley has a perfect character arc. From the first movie where she was quite naive and doing her job and trying to do well, to experiencing horrible stuff in the movie, to the second movie where she evolves into this mother, the powerful, strong mother who's willing to do anything to protect her child. So let's get back to the gossip of this film, shall we? So James Cameron is known not to be a very easy director to work with. He's a perfectionist, he knows everyone else's job, which is true. He is a brilliant director, but he doesn't have great social skills, James. And to be fair, it's hard to criticize when you see his box office results. Look at that. 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 So James Cameron shot Aliens in Pinewood Studios, which is outside London. Now his crew was mainly British people. And the thing is, like, the Brits really loved Ridley Scott's original Alien. They were very skeptical to see this young, arrogant and bossy Canadian guy coming in and telling them what to do. They were convinced that the sequel would not be as good as Alien. So that wasn't a great start already. It doesn't help that James Cameron fired his AD, assistant director, DOP, director of photography, and one of his main actors. Yeah, they got the AD back, but only because the crew went on strike and there was a full rebellion going on. It's completely crazy, man. Gale and Cameron would make statements such as this: "Better ship up, guys. We will fire all of you and we will shoot this film somewhere else." What the fuck? Yes, this production was a nightmare, but all this hard work paid off. James Cameron was a tyrant, but he was their natural leader. Thanks to him, this whole team of people created a beautiful masterpiece, and this is a film you need to watch. Actually, watch it now. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like, share and comment. You can find me on Twitter and Facebook at Kritikeyes, and I shall see you very soon. Game over, man! Game over!